Hi, I'm Katie Haddad. Today I'm going to talk to you about sugar cravings. This is in response to the Get Real Plan assignments. And so what I want to share today about sugar is, wow, I've sure learned a lot about sugar in my own life. I was probably a sugaraholic. Growing up especially, I would eat tons of sugar. I remember coming home from school and just eating frosting out of those little containers. I mean, I would just go crazy with sugar, and definitely had some negative impacts in my own health. When I was about 18, I learned that I was hypoglycemic, which means that your blood sugar, spikes and it gets really unstable and then ends up crashing later. This is something that I think that is far more common than people really give credit and really understand. So, yeah, so, one of the biggest things that I can say has helped me and could recommend other people is to switch sugars from, white sugars, refined anything, to a whole form of sugar. So a grade B maple syrup that has all the minerals, honey, raw honey, coconut sugar, yacon syrup, using these kinds of sugars that are exactly how they were found in nature, with all of the minerals present that your body needs to assimilate and digest the sugar that you're consuming. So what happens when we don't eat the mineral complexes that are associated with these natural sugar components, your body actually has to leach these minerals from your body, so taken from your blood, from your bones. That's really dangerous, and I think it's one of the contributing factors in osteoporosis and things like even bone spurs, any kind of mineral deficiency really, which mineral deficiencies are so huge right now. It's just amazing, and then we consume these calcium tablets, and we're taking these artificial or synthetic minerals in the form of supplements, which it really just is unnatural and is not helping that balance. So that's a huge component of sugar consumption that I think is really important in overall health and well-being. And then the other aspect that I mentioned earlier is the blood sugar balance. When we're eating, generally sugars come in some form of they come with the mineral complexes, but also eating them with some kind of fiber is really important. So something like a date that has fiber in it, it has all the minerals and the sugar, is really important. So when I consume sugar, I make sure, and I'm not a total extremist, so I do enjoy sweets once in a while, but I'll make sure I've had some protein, there's some fat in there, some fiber, making some cookies that has some tahini in them, or something like a whole grain flour. That's going to help that digestion to be slower into your blood sugar, is really important. And just staying away from those really high fructose refined white sugars is really, really important. The other component in regards to blood sugar and sugar cravings is when your blood sugar gets that low, that's a signal that your body's saying, get me some fuel immediately, or I'm going to shut down. And it's really dangerous, actually, especially people who are having these kinds of crashes on a regular basis. The amount of adrenaline and stress hormones that are released, it really damages your body. It has the potential to do some pretty serious damage. So really, really making sure that you're not having those intense ups and downs, that you're, eating enough fat and protein and fiber with sugar that in a whole form, so that your blood sugar is really just kind of on a pretty stable scale versus, really hitting those crashes is really important. And paying attention to those cravings, if you're experiencing those cravings, taking the sugar back a bit, making sure you're not having quite as much is important. All right, thanks for listening.